Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20, and welcome to episode 21 of Direwolf20's FortressCraft Evolved Let's Play series. My base is currently being attacked by bugs who don't know what they're in for because I've got lasers. Sorry bugs, you and your little venomous spit? No, you ain't got nothing on my lasers. So, just been kinda, tweaking out the base a little bit. Nothing too exciting or crazy between last episode and this one. Definitely a few upgrades by way of, just platforms, basically. I've been building out some blocks. I love control-click build mode. It's like pretty much the greatest thing ever. Got a huge, massive Tier 4 battery just sitting here doing its thing. Supplying power, obviously, using Tier 3 energy transmitters. Keeping all the bugs at bay, pretty much. Those things are powering our laser defenses right now. The only other laser defense that I think we don't really have a huge amount of power going into is this one over here, and I might upgrade that at some point. However, I was just doing math, and the math I did was terrifying. I came to the conclusion, and you guys can back me up on this math if I did it wrong, because I feel like I did it right, and it's terrifying. But you guys let me know what you think. Orbital energy transmitter components, right? So if I math these out, we're going to need 9 by 9 by 13. That's 1,053 orbital energy transmitter components, right? And to make them, we're going to need one of each of these experimental pod types, right? So, 111. So, to make those, we get 10 per 80, right? So, to get 10 of those, right, we're going to need that. So if we divide by 10 and multiply by 80, I come up with 8,424 of each type of ingot in order to get what I need to get. That's a large number. That is not a small number. That is a very large number. And it's terrifying. So, as you can see, I kicked on my laboratory working on improved minecarts. Want to check out the minecart system because I think we have a lot of ore mining to do before we can even start pumping juice into our orbital power transmitter and start getting our base up there up and running again. So here's what my plan is. You ready? I'm going to go downstairs, and I think I'm going to want to craft some ore pings before I go downstairs. Yes. That is the first thing I want to do. I believe blank ore pings are on one of these tabs. Is it this one? Yeah. Let's make a... I need more copper wires. Do I have the stamper, but I need an extrusion plant to get wires. I should have kept one of these around. So stamper plant, copper. So let's do this real quick. Just set this thing back up that I had over here. Since last episode when I was playing with stuff, I, haven't really done too much. So let's put, 30 in there. That'll get us an extrusion plant ready to go. And then we can put this. Come on. There we go. Let's get our extrusion plant to get our wires. There we go. And I'll just do 30 for now. So I need to get some ore pings because I believe I've run out of gold ore. And while I mentioned gold ore you don't need a huge amount of, we are going to need a huge amount of it for this. So what I think I'm going to do this episode is start working towards some really efficient ways to convert that ore directly into the products that I need. So we're going to do some auto crafting and we're going to do some other cool stuff. So let's see. I wanted ore pings, right?
Crafting.
Probably going to want a few more of these. There. I can also use like the colored ore ping mode. Let's make sure Arthur's charged. Are you happy, buddy? Yeah, you're good. Fill up my own power reserves. And let's pop downstairs and see what we got going on. So we're also going to want to be very smart about how we handle certain functions and features. That's not going to be a good time for anybody, but I think I've got an idea or two that should make things a little better for us down here. I'm going to want to send some Tier 3 power down by way of power storage, right? So we've got 2 Tier 1s going now. I want to send a Tier 3 power blast down. So you can see we've got a nice backlog of these ingots right here. But gold, we've got none in there, and we've got None in there. So we must be completely out of gold, which is no good. So let me just manually collect all this stuff for now. That should be good. Everybody should be happy and running again, right? So one of the things we're going to want to find is more gold. So first off, I'll do the colored ore. Remember, this does cost quite a bit, but... So this gold vein, totally gone now. Let's ping it. Boom. Looks like there's a little bit more right there. Well, that's convenient. We'll get this light source back up and running, and let's see. So there's some gold in them thar hills this way. One would suspect. Do another ping. Yeah, right in front of me. Alright, I've just run into rubble, so that tells me that I've run into it. And I know it's probably dark down here for you guys, so let's get some light going. There we go, gold. Nice. So that should be cool. Let's clear this path out. So this should actually be pretty good for me. Because all I really need to do then is get 2 sets of conveyors going back here. And we should be good. So that actually was pretty lucky. I want to check out how much gold is there. It doesn't look like a particularly large vein, but we'll find out. And yeah, I know I cleared out my torch, sorry. That looks pretty good. Alright, so now that you guys can see, let's scan this guy. Not a huge amount of ore, to be totally serious with you, but that's okay. Let's get this set up, and then at least we can have stuff going again. 1, 2, 3. This guy can probably be turned this way. Yeah. And then we'll set him along this path. To here. Put these guys in. Nice. Mining some gold ore for us. And then we will put here and here. That should be fine. I just want to make sure that we don't pull out of this other hopper. So let's do this. You can go along this way, and then this guy can go along this way. Cool. So this will get our gold reserves up and running again, and then we're going to start working on auto crafting here in just a minute. There we go. So let's have it come out to here, probably. Yeah, that'll be good, right? So I'll get that line up and running again. And then for this line, it shouldn't be too hard. This should work. Nice, look at that, perfect. So that should get both lines going again. I just want to make sure they both head back over, and then we should start smelting our gold again. So that's step 1 towards automating this, is getting a gold supply up and running again. Now titanium and nickel, how are we doing down here, guys? That's got about 159,000 ore left in it, and you are right about 120,000. So not terrible, but we're definitely starting to show our age with these ore veins, and we're going to need some better ones at some point soon. Let's talk about the next step, which I think is going to be getting tier 3 power down here. Because I think what I'm going to want to do is go directly from these hoppers into research assemblers. So replicate what we've got upstairs by way of research assembler, And maybe one of these lines will constantly be dedicated to research assemblers, and the other line will be for me to come by and pick up whenever I need tier 2 ores, right? And I'll just be able to store some in my inventory. And then I'll also want to make it so that I can manually populate the ores. That should be cool. So what I'm going to do is replace one of these laser beams setups with tier 3 lasers coming down. So let me go do that off camera. Just one of them for now. So we'll have one tier 3 and one tier 2. And then we'll be in really good shape. So back in a few minutes once I've got that taken care of. Alright guys, looking good. We've just got tier 3 laser beams getting down here. Awesome. So now that that's up and running, I'm going to go ahead and teleport my way back up, because teleporters are cool. And probably can remove one of these lines. Let's see. So this guy should become a tier 3 now as well. To help boost that power transmission. So you can see that thing's cruising and sending tons of power downstairs, which is pretty much what we want to see. And that would mean this guy is no longer working. So we can remove this as a tier 2 option. This guy is no longer needed. And this guy is no longer needed. Good. So we've got a tier 3 going down, which you can see we're just sending loads of power, which is good. And a tier 1, or a tier 2 there, and that's working just fine as well. Whoops. Wasn't paying attention. Bad direwolf. Pay attention to where you're jumping and stuff. Just being careful now because a little bit low on health. There we go. Alright, nice. So, did this thing fill up already again? Wow. I just teleported and this thing's already full. So that should give you a clear indication of how much more power we're beaming down here. So plenty of power right now. That is good news. I want to move this guy because I'm probably going to want to be beaming power off in that direction. So let's put him here. That should be fine. He should be able to cover a few things from this angle. Just give him a little bit of line of sight there, just in case he needs to shoot anything, but I think he'll be fine. He's more so there just to protect these lines. Might relocate him in a bit, but we'll see. Let me clear out this path. You know what I can try? I just want to try it with a tier 3 energy transmitter. So if I were to put a thing here, with this here, that should fill up like almost instantly, right? Not you. You. Not bad. Alright, we'll be back in a minute. Alright guys, so what I'm going to make here is the manufacturing plant. Something we should be familiar with because it's something we've used since the beginning of the game. It has an auto-crafting feature that, I'm not going to lie, I'm not super familiar with how to use. But I'm going to figure it out, probably right now, and see how this goes. So, I think he needs power in order to be able to auto-craft. So let's put him smack dab on top of some kind of power storage block. Or right near one or something like that. Let's put him over here. That should be fine. Yeah, that'll work. So let's say that we want... Oh wow, look at this. Inventory full, as usual. I'm going to put him right here so he's got power. I should probably, yeah, let that beam still hit. I'm pretty sure... Yeah, he has power, 100 out of 100. Nice. I don't know if he needs the little thing on top. I think that's just for suit upgrades and whatnot. So I think I'll be alright without one of those. And then let's just try it out. So I'm going to have, just to keep it nice looking, 1, 2, and 3. And these guys will be set to remove only. So machines can only remove from them. And then on top, we'll have an add only. You know what? I'm going to remove that one for now because I want to set this recipe. So automation, how does this work? That's a really darn good question that I don't know the answer to. Portable energy transmitter, good. Automate. So on repeat mode, okay, cool. So that's how it works. Okay, nice. So you can either turn off repeat mode and specify how many to make. So if I wanted to make like 25 of these. Nice. So, like, we're going to actually want, like, 1,000. Can I do that? Or is 100? No, 1000x, look. So it'll make 1,000 of them. Cool. And if I put on repeat mode, I guess it'll go on forever, right? So that's an infinite orbital energy. Nice. So then in theory, I'm just going to leave that on for now in infinite mode. We're going to set this to add only. And then let's go to whatever tab might be a good place to put these things just as a temporary measure. So 1, 2, 3. So let's put 10, 10, and 10. So he should now be crafting that. And what we should see, look, 9 free slots. Nice. So he pulled from each of those. He should be crafting. It takes him a second or two to automatically craft, you know, because he's pretty dumb when the player is not interacting with him, apparently. Very slow. But look, we've got a orbital energy transmitter component. Nice. That's what I want to see. Okay, cool. So that works pretty well. I like that a lot. Let's pick up all these items now. Inventory full, can't collect. Okay, gotta go deal with that real quick. Yes, over here. We will put some of this stuff in here. Now is my inventory no longer full? Good. All right, let me clean up my inventory and come right back. All right, guys, heading back down. So let's try to automate this as best we can. So I'm trying to consider exactly how I want this to work out, and I think it actually isn't too bad considering some of the mechanics that we've got available to us. So first off, let's have one set of these producing the PCBs and another set of hoppers producing the plates. Feel like that's probably a good approach. Now when I was doing the 3 to 2 one, it was actually working pretty good. So what I'm thinking here is we're gonna let's start with the PCB ones, right? So we're gonna want extrusion, coiler, PCB assembling, right? And then I'm gonna run this out to what's going to be, or maybe I'll just put it here. Let's let that just sit, right? So that'll backlog within itself for now. That'll be fine. Now I just want to make sure it shouldn't pull from the adjacents, I don't think. At least I hope not, but we'll have to kind of see. This I've never really tested. That doesn't look like it's doing anything it shouldn't be doing, so that's good news. And then we'll do this, this, and this. Cool. Now, if we wanted to be hyper cool about this, we could just put mini hoppers, and we're going to want these on a remove only. Cool. Actually, no, wait. I want these to be this type of hopper. Conductive, lightweight, fortified. Yeah. I want the ones that can store 2 items at a time. So that's it, right? So I've probably got a few extra PCBs in here, but I'll just deal with that later. Inventory troubles. Always happens. All right, so now that those are in place, what we're probably going to want then is have research assemblers, 1, 2, 3. And what I'm thinking is probably tier 2s underneath this guy. We'll see how well they'll share power. I'm thinking I might want those to actually be tier 3 storages. But for now, I don't really have a tier 3 storage available to me. So... and that's actually tricky now that I'm looking at this, because I wanted to have a laser coming out here so I could hit here, but I can rearrange this in a minute. We'll figure it out. First, though, let's figure out how we're going to handle these guys, because this might be a little bit trickier than it looks, because I wouldn't mind having the 3 stampers that I had per output here, but how am I going to do that? That's the tricky part. Let's come back in a second once I think this out. Alright, because I'm going for compactness, this is a little bit tricky, but I think I've got an idea. So let's see. I don't want this actually running yet. So let's just do this for now, right? We're going to put this here, and then when you get here, I want you to go to a conveyor turntable that goes into 3 stampers. 1, 2, 3. That then goes to something like this. Cool. And then you can go, I'm gonna have you come around here probably. Okay, now this guy, so that'll be this one, that'll be titanium. Gold will come out here. Into probably a turntable of stampers. 1, 2, 3. And I haven't tested this part. This is going to be the trickiest part. And hello, do I not have any research assemblers? I should have research assemblers on me. Oh, right, I already put them there. Dire wolf. Pay attention. So this into here, that into there, and this guy can loop around like this. Now the trickiest one will be this one, because basically we're going to do this one level below everything else we've just done. Okay, but basically we're going to have coming out of here. Oh wow, don't tell me I'm like actually running low on some crafting mechanic. So in theory, since there's no storage units here, these guys shouldn't affect each other. But what we should have then is a conveyor turntable here that goes into stamper, that goes that way. And stamper. So even though that's underneath that conveyor, I don't think he'll rotate and place it below him. Almost certain it won't, but we're gonna test that in a minute and find out for sure. Cool, so then we can put that there, that there, and that's that. Cool. And then we could probably put one of these ramping up. I mean, just to stay consistent, right? Let's do it like this. That looks good, right? No, it doesn't look good at all, but it might work, and that's all that I care about. So what I'm going to do is also put like 80 rocks in these so that the most they can backlog is, let's make it 90, right? So these things will always have 90 rock in them, which means they can only store 10 plates. So we won't be like wasting resources, kind of, right? So that should be cool. So should we give this a try? I think we should. Let's do this one step at a time. Now, because I'm a derp, I'm gonna have to hope that I can craft conveyor belts. Crafting. Nice. Much nicer. All right, so let's get that going. And then what we're also gonna wanna do is have storage hoppers set to add only. So that'll be good for now. So this is a giant mess, but I think it's gonna work. So let's do our first test by placing that there. So that should go out. I'm going to put this guy here. Like that. So we should always see gold going down that line, the green one's going down that line, the blue one's going down that line. It's looking pretty good to me. Nice. Now, are you guys going to start processing? You should soon, because you've got 8 in there, right? Did I line these up wrong? I did. I forgot that it matters which one's going to which. Alright. Dire derped that up a little bit. Probably. So let me fix that real quick. Alright, if I'm not wrong, this should be the proper path to go. So these are the green ones. They go into this line. And if I'm not wrong... that should be cool. So this is running now. Beautiful. Okay. Let's put these back in. 90. 90. And this is the lineup that we need to do. Wasn't actually that hard to fix. So these guys, this is the gold ones going in this side. And that goes in there. What we should wind up with then is once this, you know, does its thing, we're in pretty good shape. Alright. That's not terrible. So we're getting 3 of those at a time, right? 1, 2, 3. Nice. Alright. The trick will be whether these can keep up in terms of the smelting, but that shouldn't be too out of a trick. I think we're grooving. Yeah, so we've got XL experimentals, ultimates, advanced. Beautiful. Alright. So now we're going to want to do something that'll autocraft. Alright, so I've just been watching this for a little bit, and as we would expect, this line definitely being used up a little bit. This line definitely being used up a lot. As you can see, there was a backlog over here, but this one's starting to move again, and this line has not yet started moving again. So this one's probably going to burn out pretty quickly, which is fine, because I am still going to want to come down here and be like, oh, I need, you know, gold, I need titanium, I need nickel, yada yada, and snag. So I'll leave this line and this setup the way it is, so that this here is the bottleneck. But basically it means that never will there be a case where our ore production completely grinds to a halt like it was before. It'll always start producing these guys, right? Which right now, I mean, it looks like they're filling up, but once we get through our backlog of ores, we should be fine. And it'll just take a while to fill up these hoppers. Now, I haven't entirely decided what I want to do. We're kind of wrapping up towards this episode, so I might want to hold off till next episode. So these 3 being in a line like this, we're definitely going to have to come up with some kind of transport system or something to do these experimental pods. Or I could just leave them and come down here periodically and snag them 100 at a time. Not too terrible of a plan. But one thing's for sure. We're going to need a lot of them. We're going to need, like... if my math's not wrong, we need like 1,000 of these, right? So we're well on our way. We've got about 15. So only 985 to go. Not terrible. Yeah, that was a joke. No, we're not. We have a long way to go. So I think what I'm going to do is spend a little time between this episode and next. Maybe look around for another source of nickel and titanium and gold. And oh, by the way, don't forget that we can also, you know, whenever we want, if we decide that, hey, we want to help boost this product line, it's going to be these hopper outputs that are going to, in the end, I think, slow us down. I might be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure it will. Because, I mean, we're only producing an ore every so often, and we need basically 8 ingots to make a single one of these. These might actually be a bottleneck for us. I mean... power's doing fine, so we're doing pretty good on power. The tier 3 power pumping down here is good. I think it's just a matter of waiting and seeing. Let's just wait and see how things progress. I mean, these things are obviously doing pretty good. We'll just keep an eye on it, and we'll see. Maybe next episode we'll come back and we'll talk about how efficient this line is and where I can make some improvements. But I think for now, it's the old wrapping up point. So, Direwolf20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We will come back next time as we play a little bit more with automating research pods. Alright guys, take it easy.